All right, and you should have the ability to play music or anything you want. Rev Wayne Stills, this mic is all yours.
All right, how you doing, everyone? How are you? It's Rev Wayne Stills. Good to be here. Great to be here. So I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a nice, relaxing, mellow song. It's playing actually two songs in a row, but you might not notice the changeover because that's such a. They're from a band called Wah. I think back relaxing uh, Hindu music of I think. So take it easy, just relax. We're gonna ease into the show. I then we did today's lesson and surrounding material, and we'll get into a good discussion today about image making, how we see things, how we make things appear to be this and appear to be that, and they tend not to be. And usually we don't know that. Sometimes we do. All right. So just relax, take it easy. Have a what time is it? I guess cup of coffee, something like that. Depending on where you are in the world, I guess. All right, so it's good to be here, everyone. This is Rev Wayne, still from Miracles Everywhere. So just stay easy, and I'll be right back. I try how to do this shit. You hear it coming in?
No music. No, I'm not hearing any. Ozzy, are you hearing any music?
But I can kind of hear sometimes it's trying to come in. Are you playing it on a different device or through your? It's not coming through. It's not catching. Did you share the sound?
Yeah, I did. Let's see something. Let me see if you hear this. If you hear this, this is just another song. I'm not playing. Wasn't gonna play it, but I just want to see if you can hear it. So can you give me a minute? Yeah, then we'll have a Zen moment.
Yes.
It must have something to do with iTunes. You can hear it to them. Isn't it wild? There's a play this engine for Spotify. It works.
Yeah, it sounded good just now.
Yeah, all right. I don't know what song it is. I don't play it. But all right, I'll play another song for you, everyone. So just give me a second to think it all. Give me 2 seconds here. Uh, uh, see, I'm going to the process here. Let me play this one. This is one we're going to play. Just float me. Didn't much, but we'll try to give it a shot. It's some I don't know if you heard Jaden Riley. You've heard of her? She's an 11-year-old girl who sings the heck out of the song. So I'll give it a shot and tell me what you think when it's done. This is a cover sang by Jaden Riley, and the drummer is named Sina, and she's about 11 or 12 years old. She's about 14 or 15 years old. And it's not like any karaoke thing. It's just a cover, and I think it's a cover of a cover. I think it's a cover of a cover. You'll know immediately. That's the original. Hello?
Yes, we hear.
You hear that? Okay.
Yes, we do.
All right, one second. That's all right. Here we go.
Hello, darkness, my old friends. I've come to talk with you again because of vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sounds of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night, it touched the sounds of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. So no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Will say how you do not know. Silence like the cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. And my words dying like raindrops fell. They echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed through the neon guideway. And the light flashed out in the morning. In the words that it was born. And the sign said the words of the prophet that were written on the subway walls and tenement halls, whispered in the sound of silence.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Pretty
that
cool.
was really beautiful and
Yeah.
very, very moving. I
I felt
love
so.
that. How
Yeah,
that
she was
is.
only she was only 11 then. She was only 11, 12 years old when she sang that. She was, I mean, now I think she's about 17 there or something. And the drummer, the who played the drums, was only a few years older than her.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Very
And,
cool.
and the video is pretty cool too, so you can check it out if you want. Just and she looks young when she's singing it. It's pretty wild. My daughter was funny. She says it's funny to hear such young people sing such adult themes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but she says she's singing that. She sings some Fleetwood Mac songs. You know, she's singing a couple of some Led Zeppelin songs. You know, she's singing pretty well. You hear it, you're like, wow, she's pretty good. It's surprising.
Yeah.
And it's normally pretty good too. But so it's just fun. It's fun to listen to.
Really, really beautiful. And yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm thinking when that song came out originally, how old? Well, let me look and
Well,
see.
I think it was 1960 something.
Yeah, yeah, I was just young like that too.
Yeah, because it was The Graduate, the movie The
Yeah.
Graduate. Right?
Oh my gosh, I loved that movie, The Graduate.
Yeah, that's his first big hit, I think, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
It was an album. He's coming off the plane at that point. You hear that? You know, sounds comes on. I think he's coming off that plane, and he's in the airport. You
Yeah.
hear you hear that the silence was on.
What a great film that was, and
Yeah.
just is so uh groundbreaking in so many ways.
I know.
So uh
All right. So today's lesson is my thoughts or images that I have made. Uh, I was thinking about that, and before I even get into the lesson, actually, I wanted just to read some stuff about images from the text that I found that I thought was kind of cool. Um, the first one I came up with is once again, images are perceived, not known. Knowledge cannot deceive, but perception can. Man can perceive himself as self-creating, but he cannot do more than believe it. He cannot make it true. I told you before that when you finally perceive correctly, you can only be glad you can't. But until then, the belief that you can is central foundation stone in your thought system, and all your defenses are used to attack ideas which will bring you light. Now, this is yeah. So once again, images are perceived, not known. There's no knowledge in images. You know why? There's no knowledge in our world at all. Knowledge cannot deceive, but perception can. So we're not really seeing it all when we make images at all. There's no knowledge at all. If you go on here, it says, now this doesn't mean we can't. The cool thing is, this is out of the Earth text, but the very next thing it said here, the very next thing implies, at least it seems to me, that you can easily infer that what's being said here that doesn't mean that we don't have any. I'll repeat to you. You and Bill still believe you are images of your own creation. You are split of your own souls at this point, and there is no resolution because you believe that the one thing that is literally inconceivable. That is why you cannot create, and you are afraid to make or produce. Making is different than creating. So it's almost as if it's saying you can't create, nor can you even make anything anymore. You're stagnant. You're paralyzed. So it's not even so much that there's anything really wrong with making, which he gets into us in I think it's lesson. I read all this once. I'm not sure where I'm pulling from anymore, but I think it's what he said that images. We want to make this world peaceful. And there are certain hierarchies, so long as within the dream. The forgiving dream is better than the non-forgiving dream. Happy dream is better than the unhappy dream. We're looking to move towards more pleasant images than we're in normally. I don't say non-ego images because there's no such thing as really that. But there are ways that we can move from lower beliefs to higher beliefs, lower images to higher images, until eventually all the higher and lower disappear. But still, it's almost like when he says teachers of God are special for a while until there's no more any use for teachers of God. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. It does make sense to me. And it's real interesting because we were just having a discussion sort of similar to this in Dove's group earlier this afternoon, which odds you may remember. But yeah, the whole idea of what is knowledge? Knowledge means you have no question. If you know something, you don't have any questions about it. You know it. And
Right, right.
the images that we see, we have no answers for it. We only see a very partial amount of it's like you're in a dark black warehouse and you have a flashlight and you can flash it on something, but you can only see what's in the
In the corner.
of that flashlight, you can't see the totality of anything that's there. And that's how we are. We don't know what's in the warehouse. We
Right.
just know what we can see with this little bit of flashlight that we have. But if we knew, we wouldn't need perception. We wouldn't need to look at something and try to define it because we would know what it is. Perception only means trying to define or trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's funny. It's right here. He calls it. We are mirrors. It's in chapter 14, section 5. We are mirrors, but we can become a spotless mirror. He says. See, in the world, you can become a spotless mirror in which the holiness of your Creator shines forth from you to all around you. You can reflect heaven here, but no reflections of the images of the gods must dim the mirror that would hold God's reflection in it. Well, it has to be pure. Earth can reflect heaven or hell, God or the ego. I love that. Earth can reflect it. It doesn't say some other dimension far, far away. Can reflect heaven or hell. Earth can reflect it right here. God or the ego. You need but leave the mirror clean and clear of all images of hidden darkness you have drawn upon it. God will shine upon it himself. Only the clear reflection of himself can be perceived upon it. Reflections are seen in light. Only God can be perceived upon it anyway, I suppose. Everything else is not there. So you're only seeing in the real world, you're only perceiving what's really there. Maybe not seeing it perfectly, but you're only perceiving what's there anyhow. Reflections are seen in light. In darkness, they are obscure, and the meaning seems to lie only in shifting interpretations rather than in themselves. I love the whole section here where it tells you we're looking. That's what I remember. We're looking for images that are more pleasing for ourselves and others. It's almost as if we're saying that there is sort of a gradient, if not a hierarchy, but a gradient, perhaps a better word. We're moving from one place to we go to higher dimensions or higher consciousness, but we're trying to raise our overall vibe as a son of God into a higher place so we can eventually have a more pleasant image. And the most pleasant image will be right before waking. And the question is, how do we let go of image making? Because as we let go of image making, the whole concept unravels, the images become lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter.
Yeah, the what we're doing is really with the image making is we're just trying to paint a picture of what it is that we think is there. And we can't really tell what's there. So we keep trying and trying and trying, uh, and we always want to make it better and better and better, more and more and more. That's the way we look at the whole world. We're spending all our time trying to make the world a better place. In reality, we just need to forget the world and
Right.
and turn to reality instead of the story that we made up about what we think is here.
Yeah. Right. I agree completely. It's but we have, as far as, and then what's here is simply the vehicle towards what we think is here is a vehicle for what's here. We can't seem to want to go get it on our own. To get it, what am I trying to say here? What's here is what we think is here is a symbol for what's really here. Yet we need the symbols because we're afraid to get capture what's really we're afraid what's really here. What we think is really here. In other words, if I have this cup of coffee in my hand, I need the cup of coffee to feel certain energy that I want to experience. Yeah, all right. But I don't really need the coffee to get that experience. Should just be able to get to it. I want more energy. Thank you. Lord, more energy, please. Thank you very much. Get the energy. You see what I'm saying? But I can't believe that. This image, the images that I'm making right now, and the dream that I'm in right now, the image that I'm making a very low, or there's a lower ebb type decision. The choice I'm making is no. I need this cup. I need the manifestation of this red cup I have here that insulates all the nice heat so I can keep it nice the way it is and I drink from it. Now if I do this motion with my hand, this little thing with my hand, this plastic thing here, and I do that with my hand and I tilt it backwards, and the form of my head goes backwards, now I got some coffee. Now I can get the energy. Only if I do that. And this generalizes into anything. I told you the time I had that vision of Jesus and the Father and Son, and the Father, Son, Holy Ghost, the whole thing. If I had walked up to anybody and just said I had that vision without prerequisites, the whole thing that I had it because I was hit LSD, they would have taken me away. They would have like, when did you have this vision? You were sitting there and you had it? Were you in deep meditation? Was it a dream? Or you just have a vision of Jesus and then God wanted you to commit suicide and all the vision that you had? I told you about that when I was, you know what I mean? But I needed the symbol of drugs. So I could just be another guy, one of those guys who took acid and saw Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, then it's no big deal. That's all. You know what I mean?
I do, exactly.
And that's how symbols work. We need the symbols, even though the symbols are meaningless, and then we make them really mean something by saying, "This one really means something." The symbol of this cure needs the medicine. We need it so badly that I'm like, I mean, if medicine actually will turn your body, will change your appearance of the body. It will because you really need that. That's a badass symbol. We'll die if we cover the symbol of our mouth or our nose. We'll die when we get the breath in, and the breath is a symbol. Everything is a symbol.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's, when you begin to see that that is the truth, and you begin to see that you really don't see anything the way it really is at all. You're only seeing your story about what it is. You're
Yeah.
you realize you never saw anything for what it really is, because it's impossible when the only thing that you can do is process the story through the mind, and you're telling yourself the story about what it is.
Yep. And the story that you're telling yourself, you're tricking yourself is the thing that the story is telling itself, as opposed to you telling the story
Right.
for you. You cut yourself off from the story, and now the story seems to be telling itself, and so the people in the story seem to be seeing, seem to be hearing, seem to be doing things that they're not even doing. You're doing it as you think. At the very moment you think they're doing it, it's you that's doing it for them. It's like I used to have a thing I used to have on my wall. It was two puppets, hand puppets. They're like sock puppets, and one hand says to the other hand, "I don't know if there really is such a thing as a hand."
Exactly.
And I was like, whoa, what a weird thing that is to say. But it's like, wait a minute, the hand made the hand say it made no sense. But it's so what sort of happens here? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes me think of a cartoon I saw of the doctor and Kermit the Frog, and there's an X-ray up on the wall, and you can see the hand inside of Kermit's head, and the doctor's saying, "I have something to tell you that might be rather shocking."
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy, And so that's what we're doing here. So everything, and symbols are not even really there either. They're obviously just not they're not important. And if we can figure out a way, and it's like, and so the story that we're making happen at the exact moment is being controlled completely. It's already been told. It's already been told. Usually, it's already been done. Unless you want to call it a total improv. I told you there's an improv also. But so what? The theme is done. The protection of it is done. Improv is totally safe. Improvs are never dangerous. That's the whole point of improv. You're in a safe environment. Everything is perfect. Everything is taken care of for you. All you have to do is get up there and have fun. There's never a scenario here where there's any danger at all because we're really not doing anything at all. We're being controlled by the upper part of the mind that's dreaming and
Yeah.
making the images. We're one of you and me spend most of our time as one of the images being made.
Yeah, believing that we're that images, exactly.
Yeah,
And the thing you were talking about improv, the thing about improv is you're not responsible for what other people think about what you're doing. They're responsible for their own interpretation of what's going on.
right.
So, all you're responsible for is doing what you do, and everybody else is responsible for what they think about it. And so, and not everyone is seeing the same thing or hearing
Absolutely.
the same thing. Everyone's hearing their own story.
Absolutely. It's like that with anything, especially in showbiz, with acting, with anything. You can't control what the auditioner thinks. You can't control what anybody thinks. And if you take that way in life with it, I said this, I feel where it was on recently. I was talking about this with how everything is life is an improv. You don't know where you're going. You know where you are, kind of. You know who you're talking to, kind of, and you know where you've been, kind of. And you know who you are, kind of. And then you don't know what you're going to say next. And that's improv.
Yeah.
But still, the safe part is what we don't get. The fact that you're safe in an improv. We throw that possibility out for the most part, and that's where we follow the ego. Because he promises us some semblance of safety for a little while until we die. And then there's either absolute safety and death, meaning nothingness, or there's at least a chance of safety of going to heaven instead of hell. And that's the ego's idea of life. And that's the images that we tend to live inside of. That's the story that we tend to choose for ourselves. One of those short stories. And in these days, it tends to be more, get as much in life as you can now because that's the end of it. One life, the one lifers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me live it as a blonde.
Exactly. I never heard that, but that's true. That's another way of saying it. Wine, women, and song, as the Romans used to say.
It's an old commercial from when I was a kid, and it was, I think it was for Clairol or something. It was, if I've only one life, let me live it as a blonde. And then, she colors her hair. It's, that's a big influence on people.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna do it as a blonde. That would not fly today.
No,
I
because
don't think that commercial would fly today.
no, people have a better understanding of their worth, uh,
Yeah.
and not so much that it's based on the color of your.
I wonder where that came from. Blondes are have more fun. They're more ditzy. The stupidity that they put on the blonde being having the better life with them. Why? I mean, is it because I brunettes that I've met are just as fun, but just as complicated, just as joy. I mean, equal to me. I mean, I just never understood that. I just
I
never.
think it's a fixation on actually on whiteness and blondness as being a
Oh, I see. I never thought of
personal
that.
thought that is more pure, and it's not something that you or I think, but it's something
No,
that is pervasive in society and culture.
well, that
So
makes I never even thought of the racial aspect of it at all. So I just thought that for some reason men must like blondes more, and I just never know why. Because I never thought about it. I mean, blondes are, but I just assume, just assume. I mean, my wife happens to be blonde. But that was a dirty blonde, I guess. I mean, I'm bad with hair color actually, because every time I say my daughter's a dirty blonde, I said, "What are you talking about? I'm brunette." I'm like, really? But then my other daughter's a darker brunette, so I get confused. I always think my one was she used to be blonder, and now she's not. I get confused with hair color. It doesn't really it's not something I focus on. So I focus more on just their overall energy, really. With her, at least I did, and that has worked. So. Anyhow, I'll start reading from today's lesson. I like when I'm at the point in the lessons when the day matches up with the lesson. 15th.
yeah,
That means it's January 15th.
January is
Yeah, yeah. I always what day? What lesson is today? Oh, it's 15th January. Okay, cool. It's lesson 15.
yeah, not to wait till you get to leap year.
Oh
That'll be
yeah,
but
screw everything up. It's funny. All right. I usually did the last 6 months to a year. I've been doing it randomly. I have the randomizer. It's the randomizer thing. It's on where is it again? It's on. I haven't done it for a bit, but it's on what's the Pathways of Light?
is the light, yeah.
Yeah, they have a little thing that says random, and you press it, and it goes to a random lesson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's what I do. It goes to one of their insights thing. I don't usually do that. I go to random, and then I go to another page and I play the lesson. But it's just sort of fun way to do it because every day I have a lesson, but it's a different lesson from the text. I've done the text so many times. I mean, from the workbook, and I've done the workbook so many times that it's just a way of just jazzing it up a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because in truth, it doesn't. You really only have to do it once per se to get out of it. It doesn't say you have to do it every year. I've done it every year because it's fun. I mean, every year it comes around. I always call the season of unknowing is when January. Right now, we're in the season of unknowing. When I start again, and I recalculate, and I let go of everything, and I realize I'm not everything around me is the value I'm giving everything is everything around me, and I start again.
Yeah, because it has a new meaning.
Exactly.
It has a new meaning this month, this year,
This
this.
year is new.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. And so I like doing it. I like starting again from there. But this last year was kind of fun doing it this way because every single time, you realize that the book is it's once you understand the thing as a whole, then everything leads to everything else anyhow.
They are integral with each other,
Exactly.
random
Everything
bunched together, and they would make perfect sense.
exactly. And once you realize that, then you can open up anywhere and just start reading, and you're in the course immediately. But it makes perfect sense. It's the mind of Christ. And so anything you open the mind of Christ, there's no beginning and there's no end. It's the mind of God. So anytime you open up the mind of God, you'll be able to find him. So especially if you know the mind of God as a whole, which is a crazy thing to say, but that's sort of what the book is. It's the mind of God. It's all you need. It's not everything there is. I mean, it doesn't answer questions that you don't need to ask. Mainly, how did we get? How did this happen? How is
Yeah,
it possible that something happened that didn't really happen? And of course, the answer is same as Job got when he asked, why is this happening? Where were you when I made the stars? It's sort of similar to that. It's like, it doesn't matter. The
yeah.
answer was.
But you should ask why you're doing it now. And
Exactly.
if
You're doing it right now. You're telling me this happened. Tell me why.
yeah, well, why is it happening now? Why are you making that same choice now?
Exactly. Exactly. I remember when he said that. I heard Ken answer it that way. He said first. He says to him, because first of all, if you sit there and it's only the ego. It's an ego trick, making a question sound like a question, but it's not really a question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put a question mark at the end of it, let's make it a question. And by saying to the person, it's like it's an attack, really. Because what you're saying to the person is, "Hey, I think I'm here, and I want to know how it happened." You know what I mean?
Huh?
When you're saying it this way, you're saying, "How did this happen?" It makes no sense. It's illogical. It's irrational. But sorry, and then as you said, immediately what you're really doing is you're making the wrong choice again, and then you're asking why it happened. It happened because you make the wrong choice.
Yeah, just stop it now.
Exactly.
You won't have to worry about it later.
But as Ken said, it's not. He laughed and he goes, "I know the previous not the answer you want to hear."
Uh,
It was true. No one wants to hear that answer. They want to hear the actual answer that feeds the ego, which is here's the logical answers to how it happened. This is the answer to what happened before. When it all started, this happened. How is it possible that something happened that could possibly have happened? This is how.
yeah, and all you want to say is it's not my fault.
Exactly. I mean,
Somebody
did I do this? Did I do this?
I didn't do that. No.
No, no, that could have been me. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Me? No, not me. You know. And so I don't know. I kind of that's how seeing is made. This is how your seeing was made. This is a function you have given to your body's eyes. It's not seeing. I love that. It's not seeing. And it's so true. Once you realize that you're not seeing anything, you automatically connect with the higher mind. Because we look around and we see things, and it's right here. You're not seeing anything. You're not seeing a bleeping thing. This is a function you've given your body's eyes. You have told yourself this little form is doing certain things it's not doing. I mean, it seems to be doing it, so because you're pretending, and that's the key right there. How do we get here when we can't get here? How can we be here when we can't be here? We have to pretend we're here, and that covers it all. We pretend we're here, but that means we're not really here, but we think we are here. But we know that we're not here because pretending means you're not really there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
make believe something, the truth is you're acting as if something's true. But if you act as if you're in a dream right now, your brain automatically hooks into that. Says, okay, I can do that. I can act as if. that's a big acting term. Act as if you're being chased by act as if you're pregnant, and now to the scene. Act
Yeah.
as if, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Act as if you're a human. Act as if you're a woman. Act as if you're a man.
Yeah,
Act as if
act
you're in college. Act as if you didn't, you know?
is that yeah, exactly. Or act as if you're a loving, compassionate person. Act as if you're caring. Act as if you're selfless. Act as if you want to help out. Act as if you want to change. Act as if you want to change your mind about yourself. Act as if you allow. Act as if you're the type of person who's happy, who's optimistic. Act as if you are, which means the part of you that knows you might not be, which is okay. You let yourself off the hook. You might not always follow through with what you are trying. This trying to be. I can't always be happy, but I know that there's a certain energy you want to hook into, certain points of view you want to hook into, certain perspectives you want to hook into, certain thought processes you want to hook into. You can't always do it, but you'd like to if you can. Be generally in a good mood most of the time. I think a genius to realize this. What we all kind of want. That's the only way you're going to do that is just to give yourself permission to kind of mess up along the way. No, I mean, permission I say because you're going to mess up along the way. It's not that Bubba Car thing. You're going to mess up along the way. And so you give yourself permission to do that, forgive yourself what you never did, and then it all falls into place.
Well, yeah, because what happens is we think we're responsible for what's going on. And this is a story, this is a script, this was something, it's like you walk in the movie theater and you're looking at the screen and you're going, oh my God, did I do that? You didn't. You're not doing it at all. So this whole idea that somehow or the other I messed up is a lie. It's not true. And if you can just get over that and recognize that, I'm not responsible for the story I see on the screen. I'm only responsible for the way I'm interpreting it and um, how I'm experiencing it.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing you can be responsible for. You're not doing anything else. But the thing about it is, you're not doing it from the perspective of the body. We think we are. We're doing it from the perspective of the dreamer. And the dreamer itself is the ego still, because the dreamer is dreaming. It's what we also have to realize. When we worship, when we come to align ourselves with the Holy Spirit, you're not aligning yourself with the dreamer of the dream. The dreamer of the dream is the ego. That's why it's dreaming.
Right.
That's the dream. That's the dream world. You're aligning yourself with someone that's transcending the dream to the dreamer and can teach the dreamer what's going on. It's like a part of your mind that's actually inventing this dream up for you, inventing the story up, and tricking you that you're not. That's not a dream. Is the ego's world.
Yeah.
It's the ego saying to have a dream and forget that you're dreaming, and walk around and be scared and go up and down and be miserable and suffer and not suffer or suffer not suffer, suffer not suffer. That's the world that we're in because that's the dream the dreamer's having. That's the God that thinks he's many.
Yeah. Well, and it's we want the texture of the dream. That's what gives us a sense of the reality of it. So the texture of it is I don't feel good. I don't like this. I like this. This is beautiful. This is ugly. These are all um the textures that we give. It's just like, you're an actor, so you know how, characters are developed. It's not just, go out there and act like, something. You have to look at how a person like that would act, what they would think, how they would feel, how they would experience, and then you give yourself that role. You present as being what it is, and that's all we're doing. We're living a character. We're making up how that character would act and react under, this is how a mother acts. This is how a wife acts. This is how a child acts. And we're it's really funny because
Wow.
none of it is how we really are at all.
No, and the thing about it is that you always wonder. A lot of traditions will tell you that the part of God, the part of God that is dreaming this up. The question, a lot of in New Age or New Thought communities, the question is God dreaming this up for fun, for joy, or is it sort of like a relationship with in a realm that we want to kind of get out of? In other words, that dreaming mind is not really. I once had a dream. I once had a dream that I really kind of about 15 years ago. So I was already sick though, and I had a dream that I woke up halfway up, one of those like halfway up dreams where you're halfway up and have to sleep. And I connected to the idea that how low, how negative it was to be in this world. And it wasn't that the world, it was nothing to do with the specifics of the world, of things that were happening in the world. It was just the vibe, the level that we were on was so much lower than we wanted to be on, than we were supposed to be on. We had fallen so far lower than the capabilities that we had and that we wanted to be on. And that it was sad and it was pathetic and it was as if you had nightmares that you kind of remember the vague feeling of a bad dream, and in certain spot you walk in a certain part of the house, a certain place, and you remember a bad dream you once had, and you feel like you're in that energetically. That's what it was like. I was like, wow, this is just not where I wanted to be. We as a species wanted to be in this level of vibe, this level of energy. And then I felt like to sleep, and then I woke up, and then the specifics of my understanding of that energy was kind of gone. And now I remember just this way. But I just remember at the time being convinced, and I knew that it was not like we were here for some playful little game that we want to be here. Doesn't mean we should be playful. We should take it so seriously because that's the way out. The way out is to believe the opposite of what we believe to get here. And that's the weird thing. We got here taking everything too seriously.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool kind of a dream to have. Because you're in and out of it. It's you're dreaming, but you still continue with the story.
Yeah.
And you saw something of a bit of your reality in that dream. And so I love that. It was a great story.
Yeah, that's what it was like. It was like I was in the dream enough to get enough of the story out of the dream and then apply it to what was around me in the waking dreams. That was what sort of happened. I didn't stay on the story of the nighttime dream, but the story is information came out and I applied it to what was around me. So and what my mind kind of did was it said, look, the information is better understood if you kind of woke up halfway up and took a look around. This one, then you'll understand the message better. And because I wasn't really remembering dreams at that point, anyhow, this way I always only remember the really weird ones. My theory was it's like the news. The news were very much like dreams at night in that sense that you hear the news when you need to. I never miss the news when there's gonna be a storm or a serial killer. You always get the news when you need to. You don't have to watch it every day to find out what's going on. Yeah,
A storm or a serial killer.
yeah, yeah. I mean, when things are going to happen that are really bad, or you really need to know. And same thing with dreams at night. The really weird ones, scary ones, the odd ones, you remember. But I don't really write them down anymore like I used to when I was a kid. I was like my 20s, and I used to write down the books of my dreams. And I try to every once in a while, but I can't understand my writing in the morning at all. And so and then use dictaphone. I can't understand what I said in the morning. So I just gave it up. And now I just if I really remember. And that one that was 15, 20 years ago, but still I was not doing it at that point anymore. It was in my 30s. And but I remember that dream. I remember that like that one and like the other one when I came up with the universe. These dreams that I had, these vision oriented type dreams, they're very helpful because they stick with me forever.
Yeah.
And of course, but the weird thing is how you need symbols for those too. I need the symbol of sleeping. No one sees these as symbols. They just feel these are the vehicles. The truth. These are the true ways. But I should be able to get this information immediately just by wanting it. And then that shows itself in a nighttime dream. You don't need the symbols in your dreams to get to the stuff you want to get to in the dreams. We want to dream at night. If you want to feel love in a dream, you should be able to feel that love in a dream. For instance, I got high in the dream once, and I was so high. I remember being so high in the dream. And then I woke up and I wasn't high anymore.
That's funny.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
So what got me high? It wasn't the
It's
joint.
your same dream. It's your same brain. It's your same.
Exactly. And it wasn't the joint that got me high. It was me, that myself high. I should be able to do it in life. And that would be a big money saver.
Yeah. And you could. I mean, that's the thing you could do. I mean, I have, not done that so much, but I know I'm sure that I could. I don't know why not. I should try it. But
Yeah.
now that I'm not
Look, can you imagine how to handle alcoholism if that was the case?
yeah, well, gee, I mean, isn't that really kind of what we're trying to do anyway? Is, get to a point where we can control our brain, our mind, our thinking, uh,
Yeah.
that we can experience whatever it is that we want to experience, rather than,
Yeah, can you imagine? I'm going early tonight, man. I'm boozed.
But I did. I remember one time, when I was really into doing these kind of visioning meditation, and I was at a conference, and it was this is crazy, but it's about food, and there was these desserts that were just so amazing, so delicious, and so I was ate this really amazing dessert, and then later on, I was thinking, man, I wish I would have took another one of those, and because I really wanted to eat that thing, and um, I thought, I could bring that back into my mind, and so I did. I concentrated, meditated, and brought back the whole experience of eating that dessert. I could taste it, I could feel it, everything. I mean, it was a lot of work. It wasn't, just a simple thing to do, but I realized that I could give my mind any kind of experience I want. We
Absolutely.
do that in our dreams, I mean, you're sleeping and dreaming, and you have, you eat something wonderful, or have, um, I don't know, I don't want to go into anything too racy here, but
I know what
we,
you mean.
you have sometimes you have dreams that seem so real, and you're having like physical experiences because
Yeah.
of, but nothing is really happening. It's just in your own mind.
Yeah.
That's
It's
we can
crazy.
do that.
That's what I mean by we should be able to get to the center. We should be able to get to the places in our minds or in the so-called this reality without the symbols.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should be able to do that joy that was what I'm really looking for. If I want, we get things like cars and the things we buy only because we want to get to the joy behind it or within it. That's why we eat cheesecake. That's why, if you think about it, the joy you experience from all this stuff that we get is the joy of God. But we can't handle it if it's coming to us through stuff, really. Just too much stuff. It's almost like the joy of God through cheesecake. Be
Right.
careful how much cheesecake you eat. It's like coming at us too fast or something, and we'll blow out like a light bulb blowing out. A really big splash of fun, and then we're done. You know what I mean? It's like it's like we have to be careful how much joy we get through ice cream. And joy is good; it's always good, but it's how you get it. The symbols that you use could really throw you. And that's why it's almost cleaner just to go straight to it. Say medicine. Medicine is if you get the right symbols, the doctors, the right words, the right thoughts, right everything. If you want to get rid of the symbols, you're better off just going straight to the center, if you can. Which is
Yeah.
like the difference between Christian Science and like us. Same idea, but there's a different way. Use symbols as long as you have to. For navigate, allow the Holy Spirit to navigate you through the land of symbols. That's how I look
Right.
at it.
So you don't have to work so hard. And
Exactly.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, it's not like the symbols. Your days of symbols are over.
Exact. Exact.
That's a little bit difficult. Thank you very much. Is there any plan you have, like a partial plan where I can go simple slowly, like weekly, or monthly? And yeah, that's the question, Miracles. They're very good at that. Okay, thank you very much. Take care. And that was that. So,
That's awesome. All
yeah,
right.
so that's cool. All right, so I'm gonna take it. We can all quits here, and I'll pass on. And then I'll give it back to Mike. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me. Thank you, Rev Wayne. I love you, brother.
Thank you. You too. It was great talking to you as usual. All right,
Yep.
take care. God bless everyone. I love you all. See ya. Give me a
Love
moment
you.
here.
stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice, standing, stretching every nerve. I had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information. Just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home. And on the way. To keep in silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day. My life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, which connection I should cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home. Hey, back home. When illusions spin a net, I'm never where I wanna be. At liberty she pirouette. When I think that I am free, watch my empty silhouette, who close their eyes but still can see. No one taught them any care. I will show another me. Today I don't need a replacement. I tell them what the smile on my face meant. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep my things, they come to take me home.
Bye, everybody. I love you. I'll be back tomorrow.
Bye, Rev Wayne. Love you too. Love that song. Love Peter Gabriel.
Yes, Peter Gabriel. Bye-bye.
All right. Love you guys. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Yep.